Hello everybody, my name is Justin, also known as Zero Score. I sometimes stream over on Twitch, and I produce YouTube videos about my opinions on various things, though I'm mostly known for covering underrated retro games. This time, I'm here thanks to DJ Stormageddon to share my opinions on a much more popular retro game, but one I don't think gets enough credit: Super Mario Galaxy. And yes, calling it a retro game hurt me too. I'm old. In a series full of well-renowned games for various reasons, I think Mario Galaxy stands out as a wholly unique entry. Along with its sequel, of course, which felt more like an expansion than a new game, but I digress. Mario 64 is easily the most popular of the 3D Mario games, but it honestly feels fairly safe if you look back on it. It was revolutionary for being the game that brought Mario to 3D, so it was innovative at the time, but it was also a pretty standard example of transitioning Mario to 3D. Mario Sunshine, on the other hand, took things a little too far in the other direction, mixing it up so radically that it almost didn't feel like a Mario game anymore. The water jetpack thingy took the focus away from Mario's own platforming prowess, and the levels felt a little samey as a result. So, getting back to Mario Galaxy, it managed to make Mario and his abilities the star, pun fully intended, while also adding in a lot of really clever gameplay mechanics thanks to the gravity gimmicks and a new slew of power-ups. I love the game because it's a physics-based sandbox of some of the best ideas the Mario developers have ever had. Even before you jump into your first official world, the tutorial shows you how cool the gravity gimmicks are, and exploring this space station hub world is a lot of fun, and reminds you why you love Mario's fluid platforming prowess, which Sunshine mistakenly confused with FLUDD platforming prowess. The jokes don't get any better, y'all. This is what you get with me. But then you start exploring the variety of different galaxies and see how much innovation this game brings. Some levels are just a collection of small planetoids that you run all the way around, grabbing collectibles and star-slinging over to the next one, while others are fairly traditional Mario worlds with some awesome transformation powers like Bee Mario, Boo Mario, and Spring Mario, which is arguably the most annoying due to the way it controls, but it has some of the most fun uses, so I give it a pass. And some worlds find different ways to mix up the platforming by throwing in gravity shifting areas more akin to classic side-scroller games, so you never know what you're gonna get with this game from level to level. It feels like the developers are constantly trying to one-up themselves with each new world, leading to not only a respectable difficulty scale, but also a refreshing gameplay variety that keeps things from feeling repetitive, even when the motion controls might start to wear on you. On that note, the game is hardly perfect. The aforementioned motion controls, thanks to being a Wii game, are easily the worst part, and most level objectives that require precision star-bit aiming end up being annoying, as well as the few levels that require you to steer an object using the Wii Remote's tilt controls that feel like a major misstep, or Mario Party minigame rejects. Luckily, these examples are few and far between, but considering I loved this game so much that I was determined to beat it 100%, those examples were definitely the most frustrating. Speaking of 100% completion though, this game has so much content. I haven't even touched on my favorite galaxies yet, but I want to point out real quick that after you get 120 stars as Mario, you can also play the whole game again as Luigi and get 120 stars as him too, with his token differences of having a floatier jump, but also sliding more when coming to a stop. Then, there's a set of extra difficult trial galaxies to complete as each character that are an even better test of skill than Star Road and Super Mario World. Beating all of that is still, 10 years later, one of my finest gaming achievements, as there's a real sense of pride to doing all of that, even if the game doesn't really do much to reward you for it all. This is one example where the sense of completion is its own reward. Plus, I will always love the games that let me play as Luigi. Little brothers for life. But I want to finish this off by quickly touching on a few of my favorite galaxies. I actually did a video on my YouTube channel a few years ago talking about my favorite Mario worlds, but that covers a variety of games, including Galaxy, so I wanted to focus that in for this podcast. The coolest galaxy in the game is Toy Time Galaxy. It mixes the awesome gravity shifting gimmick of the rest of the game with scaling giant robots, Shadow of the Colossus style. Trust me, it's as cool as it sounds. There's also some fun side areas in that galaxy, such as running around on a giant flat pixel Mario as you collect silver stars before all the floor tiles disappear. This is all stuff I remember off the top of my head. That's how much this galaxy has stuck with me. Most of the other best galaxies make use of the Bee Mario and Boo Mario transformations, and those worlds are basically variations of each other with different amounts of difficulty, but the one that stands out the most is Hive Galaxy, because it's your first experience with the Bee form, and it's just a really fun, classic Mario sandbox level that uses the galaxy elements sparingly to its advantage, and also lets you fly around as a bee and stick to honeycomb. What more do you want? I want to briefly touch on the actual new transformations in the game, because I realized I haven't done that yet. The Bee Mario is essentially a bee, where you have a limited fly with kind of a stamina meter, and then you can also cling to certain sticky surfaces, which allows for some more vertical platforming sections. Boo Mario is honestly, I think, a little cooler, and he's just cute with his little mustache. It kind of reminds me of Mario Odyssey, where you can, essentially become anything. It's kind of like the precursor to that, because you basically have Boo powers. You can phase through walls, again, you have a limited float ability, and I believe you glow during dark sections. I don't remember offhand, but there's some really cool levels that are kind of like Ghost House themed, so there's, a lot of darkness and things like that. And I feel like as Boo Mario, you can get through those sections easier because of your Boo's like natural glow. But I might be getting that confused with the Glow Yoshi power-up in the sequel. Probably should have researched that, but here we are. I'm already recording it. Oh, and Spring Mario is exactly what it sounds like. You can hold the jump button and do super high jumps, but he kind of bounces around on the floor rather than walking, so it's a little hard to control, but he's still great. So back to the world designs. I think it's honestly harder to pick galaxies I don't like in this game, since those mostly boil down to the motion control gimmick levels, such as Rolling Green Galaxy, and even those aren't bad, they're just less consistently good. That one, for example, has you doing a lot of the motion control ball rolling type stuff to complete different, like, mini-golf themed level objectives. That's not all that it is, but those are the worst parts that I specifically remember. Finally, I'd be remiss to not mention my own personal favorite galaxy, though. Freeze Flame Galaxy is such a unique level that would really only be possible in this game. It mixes fire and ice elements together, and has you skating around on precarious floating ice platforms in space, leaping over lava pits and using the Ice Mario powers to help navigate dangerous lava. It's visually stunning, and a true example of what makes this game unique. I can't think of any other world in any Mario game that mixes disparate elements like that in a way that just works so well. If we never get a Mario Galaxy 3, which seems unlikely now that they've shifted focus to Mario Odyssey, I hope we at least get these first two games re-released, because they are not only some of the prettiest games on the Wii, and still graphically hold up when emulated in HD, but they're also such unique takes on the Mario formula without straying too far from what makes his games great. And we need another generation to experience the masterpiece that is Mario Galaxy without having to track down a copy of the game and asking to use their mom's still plugged-in Wii that she uses exclusively for Just Dance 2020. When are we gonna get Mario Galaxy for Switch, Nintendo? But anyway, that's all I have to say, or at least all I can fit in the time limit. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk, episode of SideQuest. And please, Nintendo, if you're listening, give us Mario Galaxy HD. And Metroid Prime Trilogy, but that's a topic for another time. For now, I've been Zero Score, and happy gaming!